What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV, aka the LeBron James channel, where we talk LeBron James 24/7, 7 days a week, 365. We ain't gonna stop, never gonna stop. LeBron, Ramon, James. All right, so this is a request from the brother Eric, and let's talk about these weak ass talking points that the haters love to, the LeBron fans love to talk about when they talk about competition. All right. So they'll say that Michael Jordan didn't play any competition in the finals. They'll say that LeBron went through, absolute killers in the finals. He went through Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook and James Harden and all these guys and Steph and Clay, and Jordan didn't play nobody, right? He ain't going up against anybody as far as his competition, right? But this is the thing. LeBron's supposed to be the GOAT, right? But in multiple finals, he was outscored by other players. In 2007, the year that they got swept, right? The Cavaliers, that final series that gets talked about so often, but in reality, that playoff run, I should say, that gets talked about so often, but in reality, they got swept by a Spurs team that, when you really look at it, if LeBron had just played at his playoff level of 25 points on 42% shooting, it would have been a more competitive series, possibly going 6 or 7 games. But because of him only averaging 22 points a game on 35% shooting from the floor, they lost that series in 4. Do you know LeBron was outscored by the likes of Tony Parker? And I'm not knocking Tony Parker. He's a top 75-ish level player, maybe top 90 or whatever, 100. But Bill LeBron James, he's supposed to be the greatest scorer ever. In 2011, which is the worst performance ever by any superstar in a finals ever, it's not even close. LeBron only averaged like 17 points a game, where Jordan's lowest was 27. Anyway, in that series, he got outscored not only by Dirk Nowitzki, who's a Hall of Famer, right? So I can forgive that. But he was also outscored by 2 teammates, Dwayne Wade and the much maligned Chris Bosh in that series. He was outscored by 2 of his own teammates. That series where he was chewing his fingernails, not doing much of nothing, missing shots, bricking. But he was also outscored by Jason Terry. Jason Terry was a good player, but he's not a Hall of Famer. Very next finals, the one where the league conspired to help LeBron win that title by burdening and saddling Kevin Durant, who's never been noted as a guy who picks up fouls. It's the one series where Kevin Durant averaged like 4 fouls a game. But even then, Kevin Durant outscored LeBron James. And then 2017, Kevin Durant on that super team outscored LeBron James in that series. Meanwhile, Michael Jeffrey Jordan was never outscored in any NBA Finals, even in that series in 1996 when he only averaged 27 points a game. Nobody seriously contested him as far as scoring average. As a matter of fact, in the other finals, his scoring was actually super impressive. That's the thing about Michael Jordan. His scoring actually got more impressive the harder it got, the more difficult it got, the higher the stakes. I can prove it to you. During the regular season, Jordan averaged, 30.1 points per game? Slightly above Wilt Chamberlain for number 1 all time. But then the playoffs, it went up from 30.1 to 33.4. 33.4 in the playoffs. He had 8 career 50-point games in the playoffs. Twice as many as the second most, Will Chamberlain. There was only one playoff series, one playoff series in Michael Jordan's career where he was outscored by someone else. And that was his first series against the Milwaukee Bucks, and that was Terry Cummings, and it was only like by half a point or something. That's it. His first ever final series in '91. He averaged over 31 points a game in that series. In '92, he averaged, I believe it was about 35 points a game in that series. In '93, he averaged an NBA record 41 points per game. I already talked about '96. In '97, I think he averaged around 32 points a game that series. And in '98, I think it was around 32 or 33 points a game. What was impressive about '98 was that the Bulls only averaged 86 points a game. 88 points a game, excuse me. The Bulls only averaged 88 points a game in that series, yet Jordan was averaging 32. So could you imagine how many points Michael Jordan, who wasn't even in his prime, would average in today's game when you have playoff series where teams are averaging 110, 115 points a night? So despite the physical advantages LeBron has, despite the hype and hoopla, the guy is not as great a scorer as people make him out to be. He's not. And we can make videos all day, every day, proving that point. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna have another video before I call it a night, talking about this, proving how all the talking points that they have, we can ether them. Man, that's all I got to say about it. Tell me what you guys think.